Welcome back to another CruiseAway show here on Gecko. It's time to unlock more of the latest deals coming out of the cruising world with our amazing team doing all of the hard work for you. I like that. In this show, we bring news from Princess Cruises, as it's just been announced that the fabulous Circle Pacific cruise makes a welcome return to Oz after an absence of 10 years. Now, we have a great offer on the full 79-night Sydney round trip. Oh my word, it's so good. You want to speak to our team straight away about that one. And in this show, we're going to feature a fabulous 49-night sector of that, taking us from Oz to Tokyo with a city stay for June in 2027. Now, we're also celebrating Crown Princess sailing around Oz on a full circumnavigation of 28 nights next October. And we're going to break that down into Northern and Southern Explorers. Plus, early bird booking means that if you've sailed with Princess before, these offers could bag you up to $1,000 each of onboard spend by booking it today. 1,000 of onboard spend each is possible if you've sailed with Princess before. Just sit back, relax and take it all in. Let's start then with the Circle Pacific cruise on the Grand Princess. Now, the whole cruise is 79 amazing nights on a round trip from Sydney, and I have a whole show for that. We are on this offer going to take the first 49 nights of it, starting right here in Sydney. So here is Grand Princess. And you're going to be seeing a lot of Grand Princess as well in these parts. She is beautiful. Of course, if you've travelled with one Princess cruise, you have already introduced yourself to the familiarity that is right the way through the fleet. But just think about the last time you had a good, decent, long holiday. You think about it, on this cruise, it's going to be 49 nights of cruising. That is 7 weeks on board a ship, visiting the most amazing destinations, switching off, smiling a lot, getting yourself away from the everyday worries and troubles in the world. You never have to switch on a washing machine. You never have to get out a pot or a pan to start cooking. You never need to make a bed for 7 whole weeks. How amazing. Somebody else will take care of everything for you. And that is part of the big welcoming cuddle that is a cruise. It is amazing. You forget sometimes. Maybe cruising is something you did, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years ago, and you haven't been back to it for one reason or another. You forget just what a wonderful escape it is. And you think about how many things are in your mind right now. There's what the kids are doing, there's what's happening at work, there's what's happening with her next door, my sister, my mother, my this, that, and the other. And that's before you've even turned on the news and then taking in the worries of the world. A cruise is like a complete escape from all of that. Sure, you can get Wi-Fi when you're on board, and you can keep in touch with every headline that happens if you want to. But conversely, one, people think you're off the grid because you're on a cruise. They don't think they can get in touch with you, so let them think that. And you have a true escape. And you enjoy fabulous dining every single night and day of your cruise. Sit and enjoy fabulous shows that are all included in your cruise fare. Get involved in some of the shows maybe as well. I mean, that's the real bonus of being on a cruise like this. Besides where we are going, I mean, you are going to feel well travelled after this one. Get this, deep breath everyone, 49 nights of cruising. First 3 days at sea, we are in Auckland in New Zealand. Wonderful place to escape to as well. You know, actually, wonderful terrain, wonderful countryside. Go hiking, go walking, get some fresh air and breathe in somewhere different. Amazing. And the Bay of Islands, part of New Zealand, of course, is really unspoilt. Really very, very authentic indeed. You can visit local villages there and see how life was many, many years ago. Visit fantastic things like Hararu Falls. Then we have a few days at sea and we're off to Suva in Fiji. Now, just imagine yourself wandering around Thurston Gardens and just taking in the day with no cares or worries in your world. And here's somewhere you can do it even more so. Dravuni Island, which is brilliant for snorkeling and for water sports. And of course, all of these places that we go to are coastal. So generally, you've got the most amazing beaches to go and enjoy as well. Next, we're in Apia in Samoa, which is wonderful. What I will bring to your attention as well is in between the places that we're going to, we've got some chunks of time at sea as well. So after Apia, we've got 3 days at sea and we find ourselves in French Polynesia into Tahiti. Wonderful. Go and see those wonderful black, gorgeous Tahitian pearls, because this is where they come from. It's amazing. And next we're staying in French Polynesia into Moorea. And I would love if you can hike up to that Belvedere lookout. Can you imagine the pictures from up there? But also feeding the stingrays would be a once in a lifetime opportunity. 5 days at sea now, and we're going to do the Hawaiian Islands next, starting in Honolulu. Of course, you can take a very poignant Pearl Harbor tour if you want to. You can see it by air as well, and that's quite a nice experience in just a tiny plane with just a few of you. Next, we're on to Maui, and Maui's beautiful. Look at that huge landscape there, the Haleakala crater, which is great. There's a big ocean centre where you can walk through the tunnel there and be as close to the marine life as you possibly can. 5 days at sea, we're now in the States. It's time to do LA first. Los Angeles, have a little wander down the Hollywood Walk of Fame. There are stars being added to it every single week, one way or the other, aren't there? And there's Santa Monica Pier too to enjoy. And then a little bit further up the coast, we're looking at San Francisco, where, of course, you can wander across the Golden Gate Bridge. I'm sure you can hire a bike and ride across it if you want to as well, or get yourself into Alcatraz Island and have a little look, and make sure you get back out again as well. Victoria is next in Canada, and we are heading our way up towards Alaska. And it's a little bit Scottish, actually, Victoria. The Butchart Gardens and the Craig Darragh Castle, they have that really Scottish influence. Now we're on the gateway to Alaska into Vancouver, an amazing city full of history, old meets new there, an incredible Chinatown, funnily enough, in Canada. And then we make our way into Alaska itself. Wrangell is a very, very historic part of Alaska, actually. Very lush, very verdant, very, very beautiful. Shakes Island, well worth getting to if you can on that day. Of course, you'll have excursion opportunities from Princess all the way for you. Next, we're into Juneau in Alaska, one of the most popular ports in Alaska. And it's all about things like whale watching and watching the glaciers carve. Get to the Mendenhall Glacier if you get the chance. Anchorage in Alaska, oh my word. Now this is the place to take a dog sledding experience. I mean, because that is one thing that you might only ever do once, and what an experience to do. When in Alaska, do as much of Alaska as you possibly can. You've got a couple of days then of scenic cruising through the Yakutat Bay and through the College Fjord. And these are really, really lovely. Now, these are places that are not inhabited. They don't have little villages or anything. This is where you're going purely for whale watching. And of course, what will happen is the team on board will actually keep you in touch with, you know, anything that has been spotted, or they'll talk to you about the glacier you're about to sail through. Amazing experience, really good. Now, 8 days at sea, and we are from Alaska. We're in Tokyo, and this is where we're going to leave Grand Princess, but we will stay in Tokyo. We've booked you into a hotel for 3 nights in the city, and what an incredible city it is. And of course, if you wanted longer than 3 nights, we can also build more nights into the package for you, because it's a city that needs to be seen. You have absolutely the old and the new together in this beautiful oasis. There is everything in Tokyo. You're going to have an amazing time before we then fly you back to Sydney. So we started in Sydney, of course, through New Zealand, over to Fiji, the South Pacific with Tahiti and French Polynesia, across to Hawaii, and then a few days takes us on then to the States, to LA and San Francisco, up the coast through Canada to Alaska, and you've got plenty of Alaskan ports and a couple of days of scenic cruising, and then you've got a chunk of sea days across to Tokyo, a few days in a hotel there, and then your flight back to Sydney. What an incredible adventure. What an amazing adventure to go and do. Now, this package has just the first 49 nights of what is a bigger 79-night cruise. And if you want details of that, we have a separate show for it, and you'll find the offer on our website at cruiseaway.com.au. And if you can't find it for any reason, you just call our team 1300 411 954. But this package as it is 49 nights, 7 weeks of cruising on Crown Princess from Sydney to Tokyo via New Zealand, Fiji, the South Pacific, the States, Alaska, ending in Tokyo for your 3-night hotel stay there, and of course your flight back to Sydney. Oh my word, you lucky people. This right now, I think this has just come along at just the right time, because do you feel like you need to get a really meaty holiday booked? This is the one. And on top of this being a great price for anyone watching this, if you've sailed with Princess before, you can also bag up to $1,000 per person on board credit and cruise fare discounts if you've sailed with Princess before. So you need to talk to our team on 1300 411 954 and find out what we can open up for you, because that is incredible. An onboard spend is all about treating yourselves to pamper treatments, shopping, specialty dining, whatever it may be. That's like we preloaded your account when you get on board. That's amazing. It's a good feeling. Now, let's talk about a couple of things. First of all, upgrading your cruise in terms of the stateroom. So there are your upgrades going up to ocean view and balcony and suite. Of course, you can talk through all of this with our team on 1300 411 954. If any of this is confusing or you've got questions, just call the number. I must admit, when I host the shows, I kind of sometimes assume that you know everything and you might have questions, so just call. Second thing I want to make you aware of is the fact that you can make this all inclusive as well if you want. Princess have a package called Princess Plus, which gets you your drinks, it gets you fitness classes, it gets you premium desserts, it gets you Ocean Now delivery, which is food and drink delivered to the spot you are on the ship without delivery charges, complimentary room service, unlimited Wi-Fi as well, which is such a brilliant thing. If you want to do that, $65 per person per day is the price tag for that. So again, if you want to add that while you book, talk to the team right now, 1300 411 954, and you can do that to any of the Princess offers that you see on the show here at CruiseAway and on our website at cruiseaway.com.au. Right, okay, next up, we are going to break down what is a 28-night around Australia sailing on the Crown Princess, which set sail from Sydney in October of 2026. Now, we have an amazing price for the whole Sydney round trip, which you can call our team and get right now. But we're going to break it down into 2 Explorer cruises. And the first takes in the northern territories, and we're flying on the 15th of October first from Sydney over to Perth. And we're going to enjoy a 3-night hotel stay there before we join Crown Princess for 17 nights. Well, this is great. This is brilliant. I mean, Perth is a fantastic place to be, is it not? Nice to go and see a different city. Maybe you've never been, maybe you haven't been for a long, long time. It's great to see how cities change over the years. Of course, you can just enjoy the wonderful public gardens and parks, the beaches, and just the vibe. And then it's time for cruising. 17 nights on Crown Princess, and Crown Princess really knows how to sail. She has, you know, of course, we've talked over the years about Crown Princess doing the world cruises, so she is very, very well travelled, as is her crew as well. And that's very important to know, actually, because you can talk to the crew when you're on board a cruise ship about kind of places they like to go in the world, where they've come from, where they've worked, what they've seen. You often get new holiday ideas from the crew on the ship that you're on. I mean, this cruise is sailing our own shores, but you might pick up an idea either from a fellow passenger or a member of the crew of the next big epic adventure in your life. And it might be taking a Princess cruise somewhere like South America or out in the Caribbean or somewhere in Europe. I mean, full of ideas, and you will meet the most amazing people along the way as well. Now, when we talk about Broadway caliber shows, they really do invest a huge amount in a variety of entertainment on Princess as well. You just saw their big Broadway style shows, then you've got live game shows, then you've got more low-key entertainment, live music. They've got a fabulous nightclub to keep you dancing right the way through into the wee small hours. Going to be amazing. So 17 nights of cruising back to Sydney. We will start with a day at sea and we'll find ourselves in Exmouth. Now, lots of people here tend to take the excursion up to the Ningaloo Reef because it is just amazing, so stunning, so visually beautiful, so at one with nature, and Turtle Bay I think I'd like to go to as well. After Exmouth, we're off to Broome. Look at the camels there on the golden sunset on Cable Beach. Would you like to join them? Well, you can while you're here. There'll be lots and lots of excursion opportunities offered to you by Princess, or you can arrange your own amusements as you want to. Here we are at the top end into Darwin. The Northern Territory Wildlife Park is there. Kakadu is on the doorstep, of course, there as well, which is nice. So I think it might be a nature day up in Darwin, or maybe you just want to wander the city. Next, we're in Port Douglas. Port Douglas is just beautiful as well. Very, very stunning, lovely scenery. Gateway to the Whitsundays, of course, the famous Corunda Railway, well worth seeing. This is scenic cruising this day, cruising past Willis Island, which is stunning. It's inhabited by blue-footed boobies there, and just 3 people on a weather station. So get your binoculars out on that day. It'll be quite some spectacle. On to Brisbane we go, of course. Famous koala sanctuary, the Lone Pine, is in Brisbane, of course. Kangaroo Point as well. And then the very, very trendy South Bank Parklands as well. Well worth spending some time there before we then, after a day at sea, cruise into Sydney. There's a nice pace about this cruise as well, isn't there? You've got nice sea days punctuating right the way around this Northern Explorer on the Crown Princess. So fly from Sydney over to Perth. You've got your 3 nights hotel stay there, and then 17 nights of cruising the north of Australia back to Sydney. In fact, you're doing quite a lot of Australia there, aren't you, on that? So it's really, really good. Now, this is October next year. Why are we booking it right now? One, because we are booking in a very, very good price for early bird booking. And secondly, if you've sailed with Princess before, there's some onboard credit coming your way. And on this one, it's up to $450 of onboard credit per person if you've sailed with Princess before. And our package, of course, is amazing. I mean, as always, we've done all the hard work for you. We've done all the booking for you. So let's just see your amazing price tag then, shall we? Flight Sydney to Perth, 3 nights in a hotel there, 17 nights of cruising Crown Princess. And if you've sailed Princess before, you're bagging up to $450 per person onboard credit, as well as getting that brilliant early bird price tag of $5499 per person. It's amazing. It's amazing. Talk to our team about deposit opportunities as well, plus making this all-inclusive if you want to with Princess Plus. 1300 411 954. Now, if you want to up the game on this and upgrade your stateroom to a view of the ocean, or opening the doors to the balcony, here's the prices for those. Maybe you fancy a suite where you have, it's almost like in a way, the suites, and I was on some of the suites recently on one of the Princess cruises, and they are really, really lovely because it almost feels like 2 cabins, because you've got, you know, one end is your kind of living bit with a nice big comfy sofa and a nice big TV and whatever, and then you've got the kind of bedroom side to it as well. That's really nice to do. But listen, if you want to know more about the suites and the accommodation, that cruise ID number that you see in the top left of your screen there, if you pop that into our website at cruiseaway.com.au, it will actually take you through descriptions and pictures of the different staterooms as well, so you can see what you are getting for your dollar. Well worth if you have cruised with Princess before, taking advantage of the onboard credit as well, because that's amazing. That's amazing to have. Now, we're breaking down what is a 28-night circumnavigation cruise from Sydney to Sydney in October of 2026. If you want the price for the whole thing, again, just give the team a call and they'll be very, very happy to help. We've broken it down into 2 Explorer cruises. We've done the northern one. Let's do the southern one now. So this is Crown Princess, again, setting sail out of Sydney on the 7th of October in 2026. The reason we're booking it right now is all about locking in an early bird saver price. And of course, if you've sailed with Princess before, getting a bit of onboard spend back as well. Just to talk about that onboard spend for a moment, you can treat yourself to extra nights of specialty dining, for instance, while you're on board. You've got lots of choices. You've got the Sabatini's Italian specialty restaurant, which has won award after award after award. There's the Crown Grill, which is really nice with a theatre-style kitchen, and that's like aged beef and lovely fresh seafood, which is nice. There's the Salty Dog Gastropub, which is a premium restaurant. So maybe you'd spend it on that. Talk about cruising traditions as well. They do afternoon tea every single day. How nice is that? Wide selection of teas, coffees. You have it in the dining room with waiter services. Lovely, lovely tasty treats and freshly prepared finger sandwiches, cookies and cakes. That's a nice reason to cruise, isn't it? It's lovely. It's a nice thing to do. And of course, moving around the ship, dealing with the ship, finding out what's going on the ship, really, really easy. You've got the Princess app by your side. You're wearing the medallion, so you can find out what's going on, where the events are, what the program is for today and for tomorrow, where are we going tomorrow if you've forgotten, all of those kind of things you can access through the app these days. It's so clever. So 11 nights out of Sydney. First port, we are into Newcastle, Lake Macquarie there. Does that lot not look so peaceful? I wonder if there's a tour where you could go fishing in the lake for the day. I think that would be a nice thing to do. Then we cruise on after Newcastle into Melbourne. Of course, you have oodles of choices in Melbourne. You can stay in the city, of course, or head out to Yarra into the wineries there and maybe pick up a bottle or two while you're there. Next, we are in Adelaide. Oh, we're on a bit of a wine roll here, aren't we? Because we're on the doorstep of the Barossa Valley. Some of my favourite wines, a deep red Barossa. I love them, love them, love them. So maybe that's your tour today. Then we head off to Albany. The National Anzac Centre is there, brilliant for just picking up a little bit of local knowledge there. And the Torndirrup National Park there just looks stunning for walking. And sometimes it's quite nice when you take a day off the ship to somewhere like Bustleton, of course, Margaret Valley here. Wineries again. Well, we might have to go and visit some and do a little bit of tasting while we're on our way around. It's great, actually, just to expand your knowledge of wine. And the great thing is, you visit a winery anywhere, you're always going to be able to buy direct from them from their website from that time on, aren't you? Now, we disembark in Fremantle. And as you can see, we're in Perth right now. We're here in a hotel for 3 nights before we fly back to Sydney. Stunning city, isn't it? I love the mix of looks of the architecture. You've got the tall skyscrapers going on there, and lots of mixes of different eras of architecture too. I love that about exploring a city, and you've got plenty of time to do that as well. 3 nights in a hotel before you then fly back to Sydney. Incredible. You lucky people. And this is lovely. I think, though, I honestly think that once you've seen both of these sectors, that you'll want to do the whole lot. Go right the way around Sydney to Sydney. It'd be wonderful. But this is the Southern Explorer. So the Crown Princess sailing the south for 11 nights from Sydney over to Fremantle, and then 3 nights in a Perth hotel. And of course, your flight back to Sydney. Plus, not only have I got a great price for you to lock it in right now, there we go, $3,899 per person. But if you've sailed with Princess before, you can bag some onboard credit. And this time for this sailing, it's up to $150 per person onboard credit coming back your way if you've sailed with Princess before. that's well worth bagging, isn't it? 1300 411 954 is our number to call. Now, let's have a look at the upgrades for this sector then, because this is 11 nights this time, isn't it? So there are your prices to go up to ocean view, to go up to your balcony, and to go up to the suite as well. And again, if you want to tour the staterooms, you can do that on our website at cruiseaway.com.au. It talks to you about all of the amenities that are there. I don't know about you, but I always like to know, okay, have they got a so-and-so? And do they have this in the bathroom? You can find out all of that by looking at the ships and the staterooms on our website, cruiseaway.com.au. Now, second thing I want to talk to you about in all of these offers is Princess Plus. Now, Princess Plus is amazing because it's a way of making your cruise inclusive. It means you get a full plus beverage package, which is drinks up to $22 each, which is really, really good. So, you know, beers, wine, spirits, cocktails, specialty teas and coffees, all of that kind of stuff. Unlimited Wi-Fi for a device. Unlimited juice bar, premium desserts, which are new to Princess and they are so good. Fitness classes, casual dining, more. So some casual dining venues are now chargeable. With this, you get more of those included in your package. Ocean Now delivery and room service is about having food and drink delivered to where you are. $65 per person per day for Princess Plus, which is on average less than a premium drinks package alone, generally in the cruise industry. It's amazing. It's well worth adding to your booking, whatever the length of sailing you are doing, because it means that the whole of your cruise, you don't have to think about drinks. So when you go to the bar, you just tap your medallion on the little reader in the bar. That's not going onto your account because you already sorted it out with Princess Plus. Get onto the Wi-Fi without thinking, how much is this an hour? How many dollars an hour is this? You don't have to worry about all that. It's all done. It's incredible. Listen, hopefully we've given you enough information there to get booking one of these offers, because when it comes to CruiseAway, even if it's the first time that you have seen us, honestly, you can trust us.
With over 25 years of travel experience, when booking with CruiseAway, you're dealing with the cruise specialists. We can tailor-make the perfect holiday for you, adding hotel stays and exciting land tours so you can fully immerse yourself in the destinations you're visiting. We allow you to spread the cost of your holiday. Just pay a deposit today and then you have until the due date to pay your balance. You can browse our deals online at cruiseaway.com.au or call us toll-free and speak to one of our experienced cruise consultants based right here in Australia. Plus, as a fully accredited member of CLIA, AFTA and ATAS, you have total confidence and complete peace of mind when booking with us. CruiseAway, you know you want to.
My word, do I want to. And listen, one quick thing, cruiseaway.com.au, our website is there. Pointing in the right place, there you go. Go to our website, scroll right the way down to the bottom, and there's a space there for you to put your email address. Will you do that for me? Put your email address in there, and it allows us to then send you the very, very latest hot offers. You saw in that Princess show there that for past Princess passengers, we had some onboard spend coming back your way. Now, quite often, that's stateroom upgrades with a cruise line, or it's free drinks packages, or it's free stays somewhere, or something like that. We want to let you know. So make sure you sign up on our website, cruiseaway.com.au. That's it. I have to go. Don't forget, we're here 3 times a day, 10 in the morning, 1 and 4 in the afternoon here on Gecko, and 24 hours on our website, of course, as well. I'll see you back here to CruiseAway soon. Bye-bye.